Hello and welcome to the first video of me documenting a journey whereby I will be fixing each and every problem that this car has. We are going to be looking at what this car, the current problems of the car, and then we're just gonna be taking it step by step, slowly but surely, looking at each and every problem it has, and then fixing those problems one by one. So yeah, welcome to this journey that I'm starting on fixing this car. So currently the problems that I can just mention at the top of my head. The first one is when you start the car, sometimes it starts on the third try, sometimes it starts on the second try, sometimes you just start it and then it just starts. So that's the first one. So I'm not sure if it's the timing, if it's the what you call this, the coil packs or the spark plugs. I'm not sure because I've changed those before and it continued, even though sometimes it will feel or it will just start better. So I'm not sure if it's that. So that's the first issue. The second one is brake pads. Brake pads are worn out. So when I currently drive the car now, it makes a sound. So I think the brake pads are really worn out. They're starting to grind on the discs. That's the second problem. The third one is it overheats. Yeah, the car overheats. But with that problem, I think the last guy to fix this car made a mistake of adding an extra pipe that comes from the radiator to the water bottle, because from what I can remember, the car didn't have that pipe before. So he just saw that there's an opening on the radiator and then there's a second opening on the water bottle. So he thought that there should be a pipe there, but no, the radiator had a it had a lid on that hole, and also the reservoir bottle also had a lid on that hole. So I don't know why he decided to do that, but I think that is what's causing the issue, because that pipe that he added, it has a crack. So I've tried closing it with silicone. It worked for a few days and then it opened up again, and then I tried closing it with Q-bond. So that also worked for a little while, but it has opened up again. So I think, yeah, that's the third issue. Yeah, that's the other issue that we currently have. What else? Oh, also the timing belts. You know those teeth, those what you call that pulley that holds the timing belt. There's also an issue with that, because the engine, I don't know if it's slightly tilting to the side or there's something missing, but that also is grinding on some metal, so it's eating the timing belt. And I also feel like the timing is no longer timed correctly, because now there's steel grinding against steel. I think those are the current issues. Oh, there's also another one. I think it's an arm, control arm or something. There's a rubber that's cracked, so the car is making clanking noises whenever I drive, whether the road is flat out straight, or it's a bumpy road, the car will just make clunking noise, so it sounds like steel grinding against steel. So I think that also needs replacing. And then we have an issue with the wipers. The wipers were breached because there was a time where they didn't work, and then we found a shady electrician guy, and then he decided to breach, connected wires from something that's like a control module or motherboard, something like that. Put wires, and then he took them straight, connected a switch. We bought a switch, so when you turn on the wipers, you just switch on the switch. You no longer use the stick on the steering column, so you just have a switch that's put there for the wipers. So yeah, I think those are the issues that we have, that we are going to be fixing on this journey that I'm starting. Yeah, so every time I start this car, this is the process that I go through. This is the process. Yeah, it is it is wet, as you can see. It's oily. It is oily. It's an old car, by the way. It has over 300,000 kilometers, so it has been worked on a couple of times. So every time I start the car, I have to go through this process of filling up the water bottle. Each and every time I have to check. As you can see, currently there's nothing. You see, that's where the water is, so I have to fill it up. I have my water bottle here all the time, because that's one of the issues that we are going to be fixing. And that's one of the issues we're going to be working on. I'm gonna fill it up to the max, actually over the maximum that's written on the water bottle, because as you can see, there's quite a lot of issues. Yeah, the tapered cover is oily. I think it's sweating, plus the car is leaking. It is leaking. I don't know how the oiliness comes up to the top, because I think it's coming from there. So I don't know how it gets over to the oily even at the top, but yeah, that's So this is the second issue. As you can see, the timing belt is being eaten away. It's actually grinding here on the bracket. This is the mounting bracket, so it's basically mounted from this mounting. As you can see, it's bolted here. This is how the engine is mounted to the body of the car. So because there's no connection here, because there should be, as you can see, this bolt right here. This is not the original bolt, by the way. This is a makeshift type of bolt. So it goes from the alternator, it mounts the alternator to this bracket, and then from this bracket it has to mount to the top. Is it the top or the block? I think it's the top. It has to mount to the top here, so there's no connection here. So I think that's why it's now tilting to the side, whereby it starts to eat this belt away, and I think it's affecting the timing, which is why the car sometimes starts on the third, on the second, or on the first try. I'm not sure if it is affected, but this is how much play this belt has. So I'm not sure if it should be like that or it's actually fine as it is. But yeah, that's another issue, the tilting. I think we just need to put maybe another top, because we do have another top, but it also needs to be, it doesn't have the internal parts. So I'm not sure if we can take the internal parts from this top and then put it on that top. And then with the overheating, the cause, I think it's this pipe right here, connects from the bottom here, and then it goes all the way to the radiator. But from what I can remember, this radiator had a cap here. It didn't have a pipe, so it had a cap. It was closed off. Even this side of the water bottle, there was also a cap here, so it didn't also have a pipe. So I'm suspecting that this pipe that was added by the mechanic is what's causing the overheating, because it has cracked up. I've tried closing it with Q bond, I've tried closing it with silicone, but over time it just cracks up again. So I think it's the heat. So I'm not sure if I should just buy the caps for this and this side, if that will just fix the problem. I am not sure, but that is something going to be tackling as well. So this is how many times it takes the car to start. Just gonna, okay, just a minute. Okay, first time. This is what I do actually. This is what I do. I do this, then I turn it off, then okay, it started on the second time. Sometimes it starts on the second time, sometimes it starts on the third time. So when I haven't started it for a long time, it will start on the second or third time. But after it's been running for a while, sometimes it will start on the first try. So as you saw right now, it started on the second try. So I'm just gonna reverse out of the garage, and then I can just let you listen to how it actually sounds like. It sounds good actually. It runs very well. It just doesn't have enough power. It doesn't have power as I know it to have. It doesn't have as much power as I know it to have. So